I'm tempted to come in the next few days and tape a special broadcast about NAFTA and GATT and the WTO and the IMF and the World Bank and the TPP and all the rest of it and break down in their own words how they're establishing a corporate world government. Because this speech is the best I've ever seen in my lifetime against globalism. He points out that Hillary is a foreign agent of the Chinese. He says that she is an agent in a trade war against us. These are quotes. He says, if I get elected, the era of American economic surrender is over. He says they threaten us with trade war. Ladies and gentlemen, we're already in a trade war. We're already under attack. We're already having our jobs sold off to the communist Chinese. Hillary is an agent and has been an agent since the communist Chinese were funding money through Don Tyson of Tyson Chicken, who ran the Clintons. They were formerly CIA. That's been leaked. They were handled by Strobe Talbot at Oxford. But the globalists allowed them to operate at that level as double agents because Henry Kissinger, who they're best friends with and they vacation with, and the Bushes, Bush Sr. was the first ambassador to China after relations opened back up, they made a traitorous, high-level, unilateral deal that Nixon wasn't even aware of and tried to end. That's why they basically impeached him and set him up. He wasn't an angel, but he said, what, you've made a bunch of secret deals? Kissinger, you're in trouble. And Kissinger's like, no, you're in trouble. We control the press. Bye-bye. But this goes back to what happened in the 1970s. You wonder why the Bushes are in charge? You wonder why the Clintons are in charge? You wonder why they call themselves family? You want to know why we just can't seem to get rid of them like a bad case of herpes? It's because they are literally on the payroll of the communist Chinese. That's really who controls them. They also get financed to a great extent by the Saudi Arabians. There's an Israel lobby, but it's mainly about Israel. And it does bad stuff. It gets our secrets and sells it to the Chinese as well. I mean, Israel, to a great extent, is working for the Chinese. 1.5 billion of them, folks, almost 1.5 billion. And they're used as slaves. They have no rights. They have no economic future other than being chattel. They're very smart, hardworking people. So they're the perfect robot army. China is the first robot army. The globalists wanted hundreds of millions of slaves. They've got them. Hundreds of millions of workers. I mean, it's got to be 600, 700 million workers out of 1.4 billion Chinese, and they have got them. And they are leveraging out all of our jobs, all of our factories, all of our future, everything from animation to silicon, to drugs, to prescription drugs, to rare earth minerals, to electronics. It's all going to be China. China is already 97 to 98%, depending on the year, in control of rare earth minerals. Strategically, the globalists do not allow the UK or Germany or France or the US or Canada or Australia to be involved in rare earth minerals. China has been given it in a global treaty. They've been given the Panama Canal and almost all of our deep water ports. They've been given the separation systems, the launch boost systems, the guidance systems, the reentry systems, the MIRV systems, the warhead systems, the targeting systems, the GPS systems, the keys to everything, backdoor codes to all the chips. We are wide open. You've got that demonic Communist Party Politburo and Central Committee passing power down since the 1930s when Mao had rebels up in the mountains, when he took over in 1949 and started killing 84 million people over the next 15 years. And criminal elements of our CIA put him in. That's now been declassified 10 years ago. Declassified in 2005. Look it up. We knew about it because the John Birch Society blew the whistle when they were founded in the 1950s because of that. Because of U.S. agents who were in the CIA and OSS before that who wouldn't be part of it, Army officers and others that were tortured and killed, and Christian mercenaries and other groups. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is completely and totally out of control. And Donald Trump gets up there and says China is in a trade war with us. China is shutting us down. Our elites have sold out our industrial base as a tool of control. And Hillary is an agent against us in that trade war. That's a quote. Hillary is an agent against us in that trade war. And let me tell you how this works, folks. It's a mafia. We have had, in 2 separate cases, communist Chinese try to control what we say and do here, including infiltration. We have had we have had the communist Chinese try to shut Paul Watson down with threats. And I mean real threats in London. This isn't a game, people. It isn't a game. Michael Savage couldn't get his book put in bookstores anywhere. He's been a #1 New York Times bestseller. I don't want to exaggerate. I think he had like 14 or 15 books when he was an herbologist. He's a doctor of that. And then he has 5 or 6 others that were #1 political. He couldn't sell a few thousand. No one would sell them in bookstores. He sold, of course, hundreds of thousands to his listeners. Michael Savage, by the way, doesn't need the money. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, Hillary helped with Clinton give nuclear reactors to North Korea. You can look it up via ABB. That allowed them to produce atomic and now hydrogen bombs. That's on record. And she gave all the missile secrets to the Chinese so they could get their Long March ICBM, that's the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, off the ground and allow it to come back into the atmosphere and deliver multiple warhead payloads into multiple military bases and cities. So, Hillary's, I mean, anyone else caught doing that would be executed. But it's okay because George Herbert Walker Bush made the deal when he was the ambassador living in China for 4 years. And they brought the Clintons in for that whole shell operation so that Bush Sr. could have a couple more administrations but have left cover. He couldn't get his New World Order through because he was a Republican, supposedly, so he put a Democrat in to get the agenda through. And now that's all we're seeing today is an attempt of the communist Chinese. Out of all the special interests out there, it's them. She is literally an agent of the Saudis and the communist Chinese. She is an arrogant James Bond villain. I mean, she is unbelievable. And she thinks the gimmick that she's a woman will make it okay. Well, I've known a lot of women, Hillary, and you're no woman. You're a witch. Now let's go ahead and go out with 2 minutes of Trump. Here it is.
Hillary Clinton and her campaign of fear will try to spread the lie that these actions will start a trade war. We already have a trade war, and we're losing badly, badly.
That's right. You're already in a fight, folks. Fight back!
She has it completely backwards. Hillary Clinton unleashed a trade war against the American worker when she supported one terrible deal after another. From NAFTA to China to South Korea, it doesn't matter. No matter where she went, the American worker was hurt. And you will be hurt worse than ever before if she becomes president.
And they gave money to her foundation. She sold it out for a few $100 million. It's unbelievable. We're so wide open.
A Trump administration will end that war by getting a fair deal for the American people and the American worker. The era of economic surrender will finally be over. It'll be over. You're not going to see it anymore. Although I can't guarantee it because after me, they'll probably start doing it again. But we will have 4 and maybe 8 great productive years, and we'll never go back, and we'll make sure we never go back.
The American system, the elite said over 200 years ago they had to stop it because they can't compete with it. Trump wants you to have air conditioning in a car and a nice house in the future and upper mobility. Obama says you can't have that. So see, that's why you're not qualified, buddy, because you don't want us to have that. You want to control us, and you admit that's your plan. Austerity, while your wife's hanging out at palaces, as we speak, with royalty. Pigging out, while our kids eat food worse than prisoner food. It's all training us to accept less, lowering expectations, a post-industrial world, a new dark age. That's what the UN Biological Diversity Assessment 1996 calls for. Not a world, Winston, that gets more beautiful and more technological and stronger. A world that gets uglier and stupider and more stunted. You want an image of the future, Winston? It's a boot stomping on a human face forever. Don't look at me, Winston, and see the black circles around my eyes and see how ugly and weak I am, expressing myself and dying, and I torture people 18 hours a day, and I have a horrible life. That's the beauty of the satanic evil of the priest of power, ripping apart humanity. We're here to hurt humans. We're here to suck your guts out. Understand now? Yeah, they're like demons from hell, just right on that dimensional line, just trying to get control as fast as they can. And the Chinese communists are their most precious. They got the highest death rates, the execution vans, the giant human chimera facilities, the cows producing human milk, just hell forces. It's the most just soulless evil. Just, it's just the globalists are just, that's the big cauldron, the big command base. Prepare the weapons. Give them all the ports. Give them everything. Give them the weapons. Give them the communications. Give them the back doors. Give them the politicians. And Kissinger and them, they're like, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. I mean, think of the allegory as like the golden child when the top demon goes in and he gets down and meditates and then the walls pull back and he's in hell and he's like, What do I do, Lord? Destroy the child. Corrupt them all. This is their plan, people. These are demons. Just like the Bible says, it's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said. It's what they warned of. It's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not frickin' humans, okay? Hillary Clinton is a goddamn demon. Excuse me, taking the word. It's not taken it in vain. She is a demon damned to hell. Excuse me. I said I'd play the Trump speech. I don't even know if I'm going to call now. I'm too upset. All I know is whether they're interdimensional demons, whatever they are, let's say that's an allegory. All I know is they're the same thing. Psychopaths operate. They're not human. I don't like them, okay? And my very humanity just is like, yeah, take them on. But you want to fight? You're going to get one, you inhuman, soulless pieces of trash. I see you real good. And I know our species is stronger than you and better than you. We're going to beat your ass. Get that through your head.
Joe Biggs here with Infowars.com with an extremely important message. You're probably asking yourself right now, what's the most important phrase in America right now? Well, it happens to be Hillary for Prison. Get your Hillary for Prison t-shirt today at the Infowars store for $9.95. That's half of what it used to be at $19.95. Why do you want to get this? Why should you buy this for you and your friends and family? Because number one, it's a great conversation starter. And number two, hell, you get to trigger a whole lot of crazy liberal commie bastards. And that's what I like to do. And maybe you're just at work right now and it's Casual Shirt Friday and one of your hipster buddies walks in with a Hillary Clinton shirt saying I'm with her. Negative. This is what you're going to do. You're going to stand up and go, Hillary for prison! Benghazi!
What difference at this point does it make?
Go to InfoWarsStore.com and get your Hillary for Prison shirt today for $9.95 and trigger more assholes like him.
But I'm tempted to come in the next few days and tape a special broadcast about NAFTA and GATT and the WTO and the IMF and the World Bank and the TPP and all the rest of it and break down in their own words how they're establishing a corporate world government. Because this speech is the best I've ever seen in my lifetime against globalism. He points out that Hillary is a foreign agent of the Chinese. He says that she is an agent in a trade war against us. These are quotes. He says, if I get elected, the era of American economic surrender is over. He says they threaten us with trade war. Ladies and gentlemen, we're already in a trade war. We're already under attack. We're already having our jobs sold off to the communist Chinese. Hillary is an agent and has been an agent since the communist Chinese were funding money through Don Tyson of Tyson Chicken, who ran the Clintons. They were formerly CIA. That's been leaked. They were handled by Strobe Talbot at Oxford. But the globalists allowed them to operate at that level as double agents because Henry Kissinger, who they're best friends with and they vacation with, and the Bushes, Bush Sr. was the first ambassador to China after relations opened back up, they made a traitorous, high-level, unilateral deal that Nixon wasn't even aware of and tried to end. That's why they basically impeached him and set him up. He wasn't an angel, but he said, what, you've made a bunch of secret deals? Kissinger, you're in trouble. And Kissinger's like, no, you're in trouble. We control the press.